Well, look, firstly, thank you very much for coming in for what's going to be a really important debate and conversation about adolescence, and it seems the whole nation is talking about adolescence, not just this nation either. And I have to be honest, as a dad, I have not found it easy viewing. We've been watching it with our children. My girl is 14, my boy is 16, and it's been really hard to watch. And I was talking to a friend about it the weekend who's also got a boy, and he actually said that he couldn't see it through because it just got to him too much, thinking about his own boy, what might have happened, what could have happened. And actually he stopped watching it. And I think that tells you how compelling it is, because it instantly contacts with the fears and worries, not just of young people, because I was really struck by how riveted our children were to it, but also, frankly, the fears and worries of parents and adults across the country. And partly, I think it's because it shines a light, it shows a problem in our society, a sort of torch, if you like, that shines intensely brightly on a combination of issues that many people don't know how to respond to. And perhaps there isn't one single sort of silver bullet response, some policy lever that can be pulled. It's actually much bigger than that, almost a cultural issue. The devastating effect of misogyny on our society, very powerful. The danger of online radicalisation and this sense of young people being on their own, very often in their bedroom or wherever, isolated with that online radicalisation. The challenges our children, schools and families face every day, we all know about that, but it's intensely brought together. And then, equally concerning, how commonplace it is. This is not something that's depicting an unusual set of circumstances. It's commonplace, it's banal even, and that makes it even more powerful. And it shows how easily our children are drawn in, and they are children. That's the other thing that's very, very striking. These are children, these are young people. And that sense, which is why I think my friend in the end couldn't watch it any longer, which is it could almost happen to anyone. With them, there's no chance now of periods, before and after school when you're disconnected from what's going on at school. It's carried literally this in the pocket and looked at very often in the bedroom, which leaves us sort of unsure how to respond. And I think there's the reason again that adolescence has been so talked about is, one, it's really hit a point where very many people recognise some of the risks and fears, but also this general sense of how do we respond to it. And we've always had preventative services pulling young people, and boys in particular, back before they get into deep youth work, role models, neighbourhood policing, mental health support. But again, I think what this emphasises is that sense that I think we all have, that our children might be most at risk when they're out and about, out of the house, on the street somewhere, where we as parents couldn't sort of see and hear and watch what they were doing, is now being overtaken by a sort of almost a greater danger, which is what's happening in the home, what's happening in the bedroom, in the places where they're on their own, and the content that can be accessed, glorifying violence, encouraging hatred. And then there's this sense of where actually can children be safe, because if it's not out in the home, it's not in the home, there's no safe space. And I do think there's a sense of isolation going on here. And therefore, we can't deal with these challenges just with the old tools that we had. That again, as I say, my boy is 16, my girl is 14, so I'm seeing this very much through both sets of eyes, and that's why I think it hits hard so well. But it has lit a touch paper. I think we need to have this discussion. I think we probably needed to have this discussion for some time. This isn't something new which parents and children are discovering for the first time. It's very real and raw, because it is shining a torch on something which we all know has been there and growing for some time.